In this video, we're going to get into inheritance, class inheritance. So what that does for us is it allows us to create a class and then create another class that inherits the properties and the methods from the first class. All right, so let's go ahead and create a class. Okay, so we'll just say class, and let's just call this one first. Okay, and we might want to set some properties. Let's say public ID, and we'll set these to hard-coded values. So we'll say 23, and public name we'll set to John Doe. All right, and we'll create a function. And let's call this, let's call it say something. All right, and we'll just have this echo out something. Okay, so we have a class called first, we have a couple properties and a method or a function. Now what we want to do is we're going to want to create a class that will extend this one. So to do that, we're going to say class second, and we're going to say extends first. Okay, so now this class is extending this one. So now anything that is available in the first class is going to be available in the second. All right, so for instance, let's not even put anything in here. And we'll go ahead and instantiate the second. So we'll say new second. All right, and then let's go ahead and echo second. Let's do the name. All right, so we'll save that. And now you can see we're getting John Doe printed on the screen. Now John Doe is not anywhere to be found in this class, but since we're extending first, and we have that property right here, it's going to work for us. Now this function or method should be available to us as well. Alright, so let's say second say something. Alright, and if we go and reload, we get something. Okay, we could put a parameter in here, like let's say word, and then we'll just echo out that word. Okay, so we should now be able to pass something in here. We'll say hello world, and we get hello world. Okay, now if we want to make it so that these properties are not accessible outside of the class, but are still able to be accessed in this class, then we can change these to protected. Alright, but let me give you an example first. Alright, so let's cut that out. And let's say we want second. Actually, let's do echo. You know what? Alright, so we'll say echo second and name, just like we had. Okay, so that'll give us John Doe. Now, if we set name to private and reload, we can't see it. Okay, it's not going to give it to us, it's private. If we set it to protected, save it, reload, we're still not going to be able to see it. We're now getting an error that says it's protected. Now I said that if we made it protected, then we could access it in the second class. All right, even though we're using it here, we instantiated the class, we're still trying to call it outside of any class. All right, it's only going to work inside of here. So what we would do in this situation, we could create a public function, and let's call this get name. Alright, and then let's go ahead and just echo, not this, we want to echo, this name. Okay, even though it's in this class, and because we extended first, we still have access to it through this. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll just change this to get name. Okay, we'll save it. And let's see, protected name, echo this name, get name public. Okay, so that should work, I would think. Public function get name, echo this name. If I change this to public, okay, so it's not working. Oh, I didn't put the parentheses here. Alright, so there we go. So now we get John Doe. Now if I change this to private, it's not going to give it to us. Alright, so that's how inheritance works. That's how the protected access identifier works. Alright, so in the next video, we're going to get into static methods and using the static keyword.